He sure did, guys, and they are extremely proud, Mark and Kelly. As you can imagine, the last few years have been a whirlwind for the entire McCullers family. Lance graduated in 2012. He married his high school sweetheart a couple of years ago, and during that time, he moved up the ranks in the Astros organization. So before Lance's parents hopped on a plane to Houston yesterday, we were able to reminisce about how Lance became the all-star he is today.
And this is when you played A-ball.
I think every Major League Baseball player has a lot of little boy all the way through.
Sifting through old pictures, Lance and Stacy McCullers remember where it all began for their all-star son, Lance Jr.
We were always at the field. On
Always.
Mother's Day, we were at the field.
And to this day, they still are. Tonight, they'll be in the stands for Game 3 of the World Series between the Dodgers and the Astros. Lance will be the Astros starter.
Trying to not let the moment get too big. So we were always trying to, it's just another game. You know, everybody at the table knows that it's not.
That's how Lance's parents wanted him to grow up, to always keep things into perspective. As he started showing signs of wanting to follow in his father's major league footsteps, it was tough to deny the talent he had. His grandfather was one of the first to notice it.
I remember when he was like young, 2 years old, and I was inside and he was outside with Lance, and he came in, he says, I can't believe how he can hit and how he can throw, and he's going to be a major leaguer. I said, don't tell anybody that. I said, because nobody would believe you, and that's just not, you know, that's just not rational thinking.
Lance's grandfather knew it then, and Lance believed it too.
And he had written, I'm going to be a professional baseball player, and I'm going to be the best player ever, and I'm going to play in the World Series. So I know that in 3rd grade he had written something like that in a little hardback book that I have.
Now that Lance has reached the pinnacle of his sport, his parents are still with him every step of the way.
When I first saw him running in, you know, you were thinking, you know, the nerves, you know, your nerves were just going crazy.
Crazy in a good way, because Lance turned that handwritten dream into a reality.
He's lucky and he's blessed, and so are we. We have 3 very wonderful boys, and he's happens to play baseball, and he's a wonderful person.
Now, McCullers' father was also a Major League Baseball player himself, playing for a handful of teams in the 80s and 90s. McCullers' parents, his twin brothers, Austin and Ryan, along with his grandparents and his high school coach, will all be watching from the stands when he takes them out for tonight's Game 3 of the World Series.